Good morning, everybody. Oh, my goodness. It's been a good morning. I feel good. I feel energized. There's like a buzz going today. It's awesome. So, good morning. My name is Reverend Michael Everett Davis. I am an ordained interfaith minister, ordained through One Spirit Interfaith Seminary. And I am serving as spiritual director here at Unity of Indianapolis under special dispensation through Unity Worldwide Ministries. Page 1. So this month, our focus is on peace. Our year, our focus is on possibilities. And so this month is Peace is Possible. We're affirming that no matter our circumstances, I have the power to choose. I choose peace. Sometimes we may find ourselves in chaos, in struggle, in dis-ease, in thoughts of lack, thoughts of less than, in thoughts of unworthy, in thoughts of peril, in thoughts that there is no hope. And as the universe would have it, whatever I'm talking on becomes my challenge. I was like, great, we're affirming peace. Yay! Whew. So I've been affirming that no matter my circumstances, no matter what, I can choose peace. And creating this month's affirmation was challenging because I wanted to get the words just right. I wanted them to be perfect. They needed to be just that absolute essence of what we were going to be affirming all month long. And this affirmation that we have, that it's printed on cards, it's up there on the screen, we just got done affirming it, was the first draft. It wasn't the only draft. There were many, many drafts. As Ed knows, I kept sending him emails. How about this? How about this? And time was drawing nigh. I needed to get the affirmation card designed and printed. I needed to get it in the newsletter. I needed to get it out for everyone so they could be affirming it this first part of August. So I surrendered to how I felt in a specific moment. And it was, no matter my circumstances, I have the power to choose. I choose peace. One of the other options was, no matter how I perceive my circumstances, which I still like that a lot, but in that moment when I needed to choose, I just went within and chose. So yes, there was struggle. There was chaos. There was back and forth. There was gnashing of teeth and foaming of the mouth. But I came to a conclusion, and when I came to that conclusion and accepted it, that as it is, peace washed over me. And I accepted this to be the right affirmation for the month. So I'm going to admit a few things. I find myself in a state of chaos a lot. Creating this talk, I found myself in a state of overwhelm and anxiety, stress, self-doubt, which is pretty much a weekly thing for me. So what do I do about it? Because I face this all the time, but yet I come up here and I stand on Sunday and I deliver something. We do music and talk, and there's always something here. So what is it that I do? It's like I go within. I center myself with Source. I affirm that there is one presence and one power. And that one presence and that one power dwells within me. I have access to the wisdom of the universe deep inside. And I do this in many ways. A few years ago, I would start working on a talk, and I would just go upstairs, completely cover myself in the covers, and close my eyes for half an hour. That's how I had to go within. So some of us are taking the 4 T's workshop. We just started last week. It's not too late to join, right? Okay. You can join us today after the service. But we're taking the 4 T's workshop, and in the book, in the first lesson, the first chapter, it reminds us from Matthew 6:33, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be yours as well. We seek first the kingdom by going within. This is key to finding peace in our seemingly chaotic lives. And I say seemingly chaotic lives. It is how we perceive them. So I want to move on to today's daily word, which was faith, and the scripture along with that, which was Mark 9:23. All things can be done for one who believes. I'm going to read the whole story from Mark. It's Mark 9:14 through 29. So when they, in this case they is Jesus, Peter, James, and John. Earlier in the story, Jesus, Peter, James, and John were up on a mountain where they saw Elijah and Moses. Not part of this story, but that's who they are. So when they, Jesus, Peter, James, and John, came to the disciples, they saw a great crowd around them and some scribes arguing with them. When the whole crowd saw him, they were immediately overcome with awe, and they ran forward to greet him. He asked them, "What are you arguing about with them?" Someone from the crowd answered him, "Teacher, I brought you my son. He has a spirit that makes him unable to speak, and whenever it seizes him, it dashes him down, and he foams and grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. And I asked your disciples to cast it out, but they could not do so." He answered them, "You faithless generation, how much longer must I be with you? How much longer must I put up with you? Bring him to me." And they brought the boy to him. When the spirit saw him, immediately it convulsed the boy, and he fell on the ground and rolled out, foaming at the mouth. Jesus asked the father, "How long has this been happening to him?" And he said, "From childhood. It has often cast him into the fire and into the water to destroy him. But if you are able to do anything, help us. Have compassion on us." Jesus said to him, "If you are able, all things can be done for the one who believes." Immediately, the father of the child cried out, "I believe, help my unbelief." When Jesus saw that a crowd came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "You spirit that keeps this boy from speaking and hearing, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again." And crying out and convulsing him terribly, it came out, and the boy was like a corpse, so that most of them said, "He is dead." But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he was able to stand. When he entered the house, the disciples asked him privately, "Why could we not cast it out?" He said to them, "This kind can come out only through prayer." So as I said before, the verses before the story, Jesus was with Peter, James, and John. So it is these 4 that are coming to the disciples. It's faith, it's wisdom, and it's love, along with the Christ consciousness. So they are surrounded by spiritual thoughts and worldly thoughts arguing with each other. This is the multitude and the scribes. The multitudes are our thoughts, our spiritual thoughts, and the scribes are the worldly thoughts, things that we have taken from books, other places, They're arguing with each other. It's in this major chaos. And the boy in this story is the manifestation of this chaos. Our mind, the father of this chaos, or the boy, is trying to heal it. He is trying to give peace to this thought. And so he's trying to find peace. He's trying to overcome the chaos, and he's using his faculties, his powers, imagination, understanding. He knows all these things. Will, he has the will to do it, but none of which can heal it. And then Peter, James, and John, love, wisdom, and faith come into the picture. And when we have align all 12 powers, we are in line with the divine. We are in our Christ consciousness. And when we're in this state, then we can dissolve the chaos because we are in line with God's will. In the story, we're trying to heal this child. Our spiritual thoughts are mixed with worldly ego thoughts fighting with each other. Once we center into the oneness of our faculties, including faith, wisdom, and love, we move out of the chaotic consciousness into Christ consciousness and heal the boy. We find peace. He said to them, "This kind can come out only through prayer." So in this statement, "this kind can come out only through prayer," suggests that certain challenges or negative influences cannot be overcome solely through physical or material means. Instead, it points to the power of spiritual practice, aligning with the one presence, the one power, through prayer, meditation, ritual, communing with nature, going to a Sunday service, chanting. Whatever can center you in alignment with the divine. So spiritual practice is key to finding peace in our seemingly chaotic lives. Wayne Dyer is quoted, "Peace is the result of retraining your mind to process life as it is, rather than as you think it should be." Richard Bach says, "You are always free to change your mind and choose a different future or a different past." Your perception of the past doesn't have to stay the same. You can change your mind about it. If you felt that you had a terrible childhood and you dwell on, "Oh, my childhood was awful, it was awful, it was awful," you can change your mind. It's like, if it weren't for the things that I went through, I wouldn't be who I am today. And see that experience as a potential blessing in your life. So to go from chaos to peace, you must be willing to change. You have to change your perception and see life as it is, not as you think it should be. I chose our affirmation as it is, not what I was trying to force it to be something, but that's not what it wanted to be. Replace worldly thought with spiritual thoughts. Removing the clutter, you will find peace. Sue, if you would click I don't have the remote, so if you would click the next button for me. Again, spiritual practice is key in finding peace. Take time each day in whatever form of spiritual practice calls to you. I encourage you to stretch your practice beyond prayer and meditation. Try something new to help inspire you. And as you practice finding peace in the chaos, you will find it deep within. Once you found it, start living it. Bring it out of the depths of your being and live with your inner peace out. That should be moving. Is it moving? There it is. Sometimes it takes the chaos longer to go away than you expect. Ready, Eddie?
Sure.
All right.
Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. When I was a little boy, my grandma said to me, there's just no use getting upset. You gotta learn how to just be calm, cool, collected, and remember to let things roll off your back. You know, it's just no good going through life constantly on the attack. And then she'd say to brighten my day, now don't just sit and pout. When you've had enough, you find something you love, and then you let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Later, when I had a job, things were going fine until some workplace bully tried to get inside my mind. They tried to make me think I would never be someone to be proud of. I tried to remember my grandma's words, but my buttons, they started to shove. I started seeing red, the voices in my head said they're about to make you shout. So I took a breath again, counted to 10, and then I let my inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Don't focus on what you don't want, don't focus on the fear. When love and joy are your best friends, you've always got your inner peace near. The world may try to tear you down and fill your heart with doubt. Just let that out pass, kick it in the rear, and then let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Now, I don't claim to be perfect. Don't say anything. But I do the best I can, and it always helps for me to remember my grandma's plan.
What was that plan, Ed?
When there is someone who is bent on making me feel bad,
That's
or
mean.
something that just happens to me that winds up making me mad, then it's time for me to look and see what good I can bring about. I choose meditation over confrontation. And then I let my inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, let your inner peace out. Inner peace out, just let your inner peace out. Oh.